Welcome to Legacy Blueprint, Planet Forward, the podcast where top thought leaders in law, finance, and wealth planning come together to guide your future. Hosted by distinguished estate planning attorney Mike Bascom, each episode highlights industry experts who bring clarity, innovation, and proven strategies to the table. Because building a legacy isn't a solo act, it's the result of a team of professionals working in harmony. Join us weekly as we showcase the leaders shaping tomorrow and give you the tools to plan with confidence today.
Today, we're joined by Julie Cunningham, a top producing realtor with 25 years of experience helping families across Northeast Georgia buy, sell, and plan for the next chapter. From guiding seniors through downsizing to helping families build long-term real estate legacies, Julie brings a wealth of knowledge and a true passion for making every move the best it can be. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you for having me, Mike.
Julie, you've been a top producing realtor in Northeast Georgia for 25 years. That's no small feat. What do you think has been the key to maintaining that level of success and consistency over such a long career?
I believe a part of it, most of it starts with my mindset, just having a positive mindset, always building positivity, staying away from negativity, determination, just being determined to get from the beginning, from the contract to the closing table, and always learning, keeping up with the market trends. I can't let things get ahead of me because I have to stay on top of everything that's going on.
That's wonderful. I know you specialized in helping seniors with aging in place, downsizing, and moving into adult active communities. What inspired you to focus on this area, and how do you approach the emotional and logistic sides of those transitions?
I'm a senior citizen now, so I think as I working with people, a lot of them aged along with me, and just being passionate, just having a really good feeling of older people. And when I learned the whole idea of aging in place, I would meet with people and learn that where they were wasn't the best place for them. So very patiently, I have sat and held hands while people cried through leaving their homes of 30 years and just understanding them and really listening.
I appreciate that. Probate real estate can be very complex and sensitive.
Mhm.
For families that are navigating that process, what are the most important things that they should consider early on?
Well, I don't want to say it's too late when you get to that point, but when I meet with people on listing appointments, buyers, I talk to them about how they deed their homes. So, how their home is deeded. Do you have a will? Is everything in place? Do you have an executor or an administrator? And just making sure they understand the timeline of probate. And if your property is deeded properly, does it go into probate? So really just training people on what probate is and what it really means.
When clients are in the probate process, what role do you play in helping them through that?
I remind them I am not an attorney, but
Mhm.
I talk to them about their timeline and just, hey, I have on my website, my probate website, I have a timeline. It says, this is what you do now, this is what you do next, and just guiding them through. And a lot of times it's coming together with the beneficiaries and making sure that everybody's on the same page. So that's one of the very most important things is when you first start, is everybody on the same page? Or does one person want to hold on to the property or two people?
That can be tough. I know that's
Yes.
one of the challenges out there. Now, I know you've lived and served in Gwinnett County for quite a while, 4 decades or so. I don't want to reveal your age. How have you seen the real estate landscape change and the community change over that time? And does that shape your advice for buyers and sellers now?
Such exponential growth, and that usually means slower growth, not rapid growth. I feel like a lot of areas have lost this sense of, we'll call it community, because where I grew up, the school was in the middle of the neighborhood and the neighborhoods were built around the school. It's not like that anymore.
Mhm.
So just learning about the different counties, like I'm a Gwinnett person, I'll probably stay here because my grandkids are here, but just learning the next places to go and we have to be very careful not guiding people in communities or schools, but really knowing the communities and the schools. So when somebody asks me, I'm educated and I know how to answer them.
Well, having 4 decades worth of experience, that gives you a lot of insider knowledge that newcomers don't necessarily have. So that's got to
Yes.
be one nice key. Now, you mentioned that your business is all about personal relationships. In a world where so much of real estate is moving online, how do you keep that personal touch front and center?
I build relationships. It's not only about buying and selling houses, it's about learning to get to know the people. And I keep in touch with them. I have people that I'm in touch with from 25 years ago.
Mhm.
So I go to their weddings, their baby showers, their things like that. So it's really about building relationships and staying in touch with people.
Oh, that's wonderful. Real estate's often one of the biggest parts of someone's financial legacy. How do you help clients think long term, maybe beyond just the current transaction when they're either buying or selling a home?
I talk to them about generational wealth, that it's not only a transaction for today, that you have to think about where is it going to guide you in the future, and not about really leaving your properties to the next person. But sometimes I will go into a property and I know I'm there to list it, to sell it. But if they are very strong financially, they have a lot of equity, I talk to them about holding on to it and keeping it in their real estate profile and having it as a rental instead of selling it, because sometimes they need that immediate equity to go buy the next house. But if they don't, I talk to them about, hey, have you thought about holding on to it?
Well, I think that's smart. The market changes and knowing then what's going to be most advantageous at that time. That's great.
Absolutely. Real
That's a good
estate,
way
I feel
to.
like, is one of the very best investments that you can make in your lifetime.
Well, a lot of clients do as well, and I appreciate that advice. We do it myself. Some of our clients are families where they're helping their parents or grandparents downsize or transition to a new stage of life. What are some smart first steps that they should take in that process?
Well, sometimes they have a lot of stuff that they can't part with. So I talk to them about, you have three piles. You have a pile you absolutely cannot get rid of, one you may be able to get rid of, and then another one that you just know that you're not ever going to need it again. So I talk to them a lot about just preparing for the next step, because so many of them are going from large homes into just a very small apartment size home. So it's about planning and mind, body, and soul. Get everything ready. Really think about the next place that your parent or your grandparent or you yourself are going, and make sure it's going to be long term happiness, because it might be the last place that they're going to live.
Yeah. Well, digging through all those years of memorabilia and stuff can be a momentous task. Passing
Yeah,
that on to the kids may not be the best solution.
they don't want it. I've learned that with my own.
Now, I know you're known as a strong negotiator. What's your mindset when you're in those high stakes moments at the negotiation table?
I am working for my person, and I am your advocate. I am your voice. And if I believe that negotiating a price, for example, if I believe it's the right price, if I'm going to list a house, I'm going to list it to sell. I don't want to overprice it and say, hey, let's chase the market down. So it is just be ready and do it right from the very beginning.
Now, there was a trend not too long ago. People would underprice it so they get into bidding wars and drive that up as well. What are your thoughts
It
on that?
I never did it, because I'm like, price it right. Because you have to worry about, if it's a loan, it has to appraise. If you're going to, during COVID, people didn't care. They were paying, way more than market value, and they would waive the appraisals and waive the due diligence and all. So I'm not a big believer in that. I believe price it right from the beginning. Hey, listen, if you go over that price, that's great, but get what it's going to appraise for.
Oh, I think that's smart. Having realistic expectations, I think, is a good key to start with.
Right.
So, current market trends in Northeast Georgia, what are some of the biggest opportunities you're seeing for both buyers and sellers this year?
For buyers, I'm seeing more incentives, especially new construction, just great incentives, great interest rates, and builders are just giving all these extras. Then also, more sellers are giving closing costs right now, which for
Mm.
a long time, people are like, I'm not paying any closing costs. But what I do is I look at everybody else in the neighborhood. And if they pay closing costs, then I show my sellers, hey, look, everybody else is paying closing costs, so you're going to be expected to do that. For sellers, the inventory is so low. So
Mhm.
if you stage it right, you price it right, it's going to sell.
You expect that to continue throughout the rest of this year, the inventory being low?
Mike, it's so hard to predict because these 25 years, I think something's going to happen and it doesn't. I'm seeing more homes come on the market. So I am seeing more trending. But the bad thing, people are, I call it interest stuck, because if they got the low interest rates like during COVID, they can't afford to get rid of that home at 2.75 and go buy something for 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to, we're going to see what interest rates do and what the economy does. And that's going to be a lot of what's going to predict the future.
Interesting. Now, I know your business thrives on trust and longevity. How do you nurture those repeat relationships and referrals that keep your business so strong year after year?
Referrals are my main business. Probably 80% of my business comes from referrals. And I do what I call pop buys, and I drop off little treats or little things. And it's so fun because now I'm working with the grown children of parents that bought and sold homes. So it's just so fun to be in this. And it's just about relationships. I just stay in touch with people. I don't do a lot of what I call it cold calling. I don't do blast out emails and things like that. I do more personal touches.
Mm. It's nice you've had such deep roots in the community as well. It helps foster those for sure. Now, I know every seasoned professional hits a point where they want to grow even further. What do you think is stopping you or challenging you from scaling your business to the heights that you truly desire?
Well, I don't let things get in my way. So nothing's really stopping me. What I do is I watch the market. Like going into the senior citizen and probate market has just really been good for me, because traditional real estate, I still do a lot of traditional real estate, but just finding a niche. I think that if you don't have a niche and something that you totally focus on, you just kind of get lost in the big sea of everything going on out there. So I think narrowing down on my passion and my focus has been good for me, but nothing stops me.
That's nice. I like that. So, Julie, you've built a reputation for helping others find the perfect place. When you think about your own perfect place in life and career, what does that look like now?
Oh, well, my perfect place would be closer to my grandchildren, but it's not where I thought I would end up, because I thought I would go more north, but I don't think that's going to be happening to me. So my perfect place would be pretty much where I am or closer to my grandchildren in physically. And then in the whole real estate career, my perfect place is just helping people age in place, because I think of myself now being a senior citizen and hearing about retirement. And as long as I can work and help people, I will do that. I don't have a good retirement plan. I'm not ready to retire because I don't know what I would do. So I just continue on what I'm doing until I can't do it anymore.
Well, when people find something that they love, it makes sense for them to continue to do it as long as they can. If someone wanted to reach out to you, what would be the best way for them to talk to you or get more information from you?
I always answer my phone. So my phone number, 678-852-9328. I'm all over social media because I have a great social media lady that helps me. I have websites. I'm very easy to find and I always answer. So I'm there to help anybody I can.
Terrific. We're also going to put your links down in the bio below. Thank you so much, Julie, for your time. I appreciate learning a
Thank
little bit more
you.
about you and your business.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
That concludes today's episode of Legacy Blueprint, Plan It Forward with Mike Bascom. Each week, we bring you insights from thought leaders across law, finance, and wealth planning. Because building your legacy is never a one-person journey. It takes a team of dedicated professionals working in harmony to turn vision into achievement. If you're ready to take the next step toward your secure future, visit bascomlaw.com or call 77028-55493. And don't forget to tune in again next week as we highlight more experts and strategies to help you plan it forward with confidence.